This is Nefuzion takeover.
I didn't know how heavy life could feel before I named the weight. Didn't know how silence echoes until I stopped running late. There was a time I laughed without checking for reasons behind the sound. Now I measure every moment like it might not come around. I miss the taste of water before I knew what was in it. I miss the feeling of mornings before I learned they come with limits. I used to see clouds like paintings, now I see warnings of storms. I used to dance in the quiet, now it just feels like a war. I miss the sound of my mother's voice before I heard the fear behind it. Miss the way my father smiled before I saw what time had hit. I miss the way my hands would move just to touch, not to defend. Back when I didn't know how everything begins to end. I miss the way I viewed the world before the cracks began to show. When I believed in every word before I had to know. I miss the magic in the skies, the questions I didn't chase. Now all I see are moving parts and none of them in place. I used to trust that people meant what they said out loud. Now I parse the empty phrases, hollow echoes in the crowd. I used to think that time was wide, an ocean I could cross. Now I count it in seconds, measuring every loss. I miss the blur of passing days when I didn't mark the line between what I had and what I wanted, between broken and fine. I miss the comfort of not knowing that someday I'll be here, holding pieces of my own reflection, not sure how they got so clear. There's a moment in all of us when the curtain starts to fall, and we see behind the beauty all the wires, all the walls. I can't unlearn what I've learned, can't go back and just believe, but I still miss the version of me who didn't need a reason to dream. I miss the way I viewed the world before it told me what it was. When I could call the rain romantic, not just a flood that never stops. I miss believing people care without reading what they mean. I miss the peace of ignorance before I saw behind the screen. Now I stare through windows and wonder what's real, if anyone's smiling, because it's what they feel. I walk through places where laughter used to live and wonder if they ever had anything left to give. I used to run just to move, now I run from the weight of expectations stacked like bricks on decisions made too late. I used to lie in bed and dream, now I lie there to survive, hoping sleep will come and take me to a place where I arrive. Back to the field behind the school where no one asked why. Back to the moment before the first goodbye made me cry. Back to the warmth without the burn, back to the love without the turns, back to wonder without proof, back before I learned the truth. I miss the way I viewed the world before it taught me doubt, when stars were just for wishing on, not like slowly burning out. I miss the colors before I knew what each one could imply. Miss seeing red without anger and blue without asking why. I remember laughing till I dropped, not knowing what would break. Now even joy feels like a gamble with too much at stake. I used to think love meant forever, now I know it means for now. I used to chase answers, now I question how I let it all slip through, how I stopped saying yes to the little things, the quiet things now buried in the mess. How I let fear rewrite my voice till I only spoke in maybes. How I forgot that once I was a kid who saved the daisies. It's the way I viewed the world before I knew too much, before I saw the strings attached to every gentle touch, before I noticed every look and tried to read its code, before I knew how much we lose by simply growing old. Maybe I'll never see it that way again, but I still search for it in the faces of friends, in the quiet between the noise, in the peace I pretend. Before I knew too much, I knew just enough, and that was enough.